Hey fellow human beings, Dr. D here. I'm going to briefly explain how the SADI surgery works. I think it's important to understand how the other surgeries work first to best understand the SADI. But first of all, I want to explain that while the surgery is relatively new, you can be reassured by the fact that it's actually been around since 2007. So in my mind, by no means is it experimental. I think because it came after the other surgeries, it is a hybrid of those surgeries. It was designed to help you maximize that weight loss as a benefit while minimizing the well-known risks that come with the other surgeries historically. The sleeve gastrectomy, first, is done by cutting and removing the outside 2/3 or so of the stomach. In that surgery, importantly, we don't touch the intestine at all. You have 20 feet of intestine as an adult, actually 16 to 20 feet to absorb calories, water, vitamins, and nutrients. When you do a gastric bypass, the Roux-en-Y bypass, what you're doing is creating a pouch for a stomach, not a sleeve, and then you're going to cut the intestine, and you're going to split that intestine to create two new connections. So that's done by bringing one arm of the bowel up and connecting it to the pouch. The other cut end is connected back to itself down at the bottom. Now, when that happens, essentially what you eat is transferred down through that new plumbing down to connection 2, where digestion can then begin. Usually, I expect that when I'm doing a gastric bypass, I'm probably leaving you with 10 to 12 feet of intestine to do the work of normally what we're born with, which is 16 to 20 feet of intestine for your calorie absorption. The bypass has a risk of ulcer at connection 1 and a real risk of bowel obstruction at connection 2. Now, the SADI surgery is done by creating a sleeve up at the top, exactly like you would with a straight sleeve. Then we split the intestine. Then without splitting the intestine, we drag the bowel up, like I say, one long garden hose, and connect it to the bottom of that sleeve at a point about 1 or 2 centimeters past the stomach. And so what that does is, because we connect the bowel to the stomach, and I usually make that connection at 7 to 9 feet from the end, and again, instead of 16 to 20 feet, this is actually a couple more feet aggressive than the bypass, which means you are extracting fewer calories, but this can maximize your weight loss. So weight loss can look like 70 to 90% of your excess body weight loss. Let's say you're a 300-pound individual and your actual weight should be about 150. That's 150 pounds of excess weight. And you can do the math there, but 70 to 90% would mean 105 to 135 pounds of weight loss. So there you go. I hope that gives you an idea of how the surgery works and how much weight you can expect to lose. And if you want to talk about the SADI, feel free to come and talk to us here in Atlanta at Beltline Health. Thanks.